hello YouTubers, welcome to my channel. I hope you're doing well today. Thanks for being here with me today, and let's get into some of this royal news. Okay, you guys, Prince Harry opens up on a candid conversation with his son Archie. He says this: I wanted to tell him, and then Harry goes on to open up about this candid conversation that he had with his son. And he told People magazine, I showed Archie a video of a wheelchair basketball and rugby from the Invictus Games in Sydney, and he absolutely loved it. I showed him how some were missing legs and explained that some had invisible injuries too. So Harry, the sixth in line to the throne, who explained to his son that there are a number of injuries and disabilities that people can suffer from in life. And he said that children are capable of understanding difficult concepts. Like, first of all, Harry, what? Who are you to tell us that kids are able to understand difficult concepts? Like, how do you know this? Like these kind of difficulties? And why? I mean, I have to question, why is he telling his son this? It seems like I wish he could do something where I could say, you know what, you go, Harry. I'm glad you did that. But when is that ever going to happen? And even with this, it's okay. I can say it was good that you bring recognition to how some other people suffer, especially the veterans, how they have suffered. But a 3-year-old child hearing you say something about injuries, and you're opening this up to us in this People magazine article, why? When we have always heard them talk about how their privacy has been invaded upon and they want their privacy, and yet they bring in this really intimate, candid conversation that he wants us all to see. And why? Why do you think he is letting us into this conversation with his son? Is it maybe to show what a caring person Harry is by explaining this to his son? Or could it be that he wants people to have a little look into his life and how he's raising his son to be consciously aware of the sufferings of other people in the world, considering how much they have already and how well they have things above other average people in the world? I don't know. But the public relations behind Harry and Meghan and their blatant attempts to skew the narrative and to try to get people to look at them in a way that is not authentic at all. It is really a misrepresentation of them and everything about them, everything about Harry and Meghan. To even want us to see this intimate conversation with your son is a slap in the face, because you didn't even want people to see your child. Like, the first picture we saw of that child was of his foot and his toes. Like, I don't even think we saw all the toes. It was just ridiculous that you would even post that picture. And here you are trying to bring us into your life to show us what a good father you are? Or what's the point? I just don't understand what they are doing. And you just have to question it, because they're doing something that is having a serious effect on freedom of speech. And they are trying to get people to see them in a certain light. And this story specifically is showing you the path that they are on and trying to direct the narrative about who they are. Okay? They don't even want people to see what their children look like, let alone like what you say to the child. Like, it just is ridiculous. And it is like the things that this child should be seeing and hearing from his parents are things that they're not saying. It's like who your grandfather is and like your American grandfather. Like, that's something he should be hearing. But do you think they're telling their children the important things that really matter to this child at the age that it is now? Or we're just going to tell you about things that are not really relevant to you as a young child right now, and I'm going to tell the whole world that I'm actually telling you this. And we're going to have this intimate conversation because this is going to show people what a good father I am. And forget the fact that I leave other things out your life. I don't tell you certain things that you really should know about that you'll probably find out later, but I'm just not going to tell you those things because I'm going to hope that you don't believe those things. It just is ridiculous that how they try to put in front of us this like little white picket fence, and we're just a wonderful, great family. And look at what I tell my son about the important things of the other people that are suffering in this world. Well, tell your son about the suffering of that child's grandfather. Did you tell the child that his grandfather is suffering because he will never probably see you? See little Archie? Yeah, you're concerned about the suffering of people in this world, but you're not concerned about the suffering of the people in your own family and the people that are closest to that child at this moment. You're going to keep those things away from the child. But we got to sit and listen, watch, and read and hear you talk about how you told the kid about how other people suffer in the world. Charles Spencer leaves royal fans gushing with precious childhood photo of Diana. Yes, Charles Spencer, he left the royal fans awestruck after he showed off the close sibling bond that he had with his sister, the late Princess Diana. So a photo shared by Earl shows his family playing as it looks like Diana and Charles had a relationship that many siblings could relate to. Now, the photo displayed, it's in an old newspaper clipping, and it shows the future Princess of Wales, who was then aged 5, playing in her toy car when her younger brother, aged 2 at the time, he literally poured sand all over the top of her car. I'm sure it was like a Rolls Royce or something, a Range Rover. And the look that Diana had on her face, you could tell literally the words like spoke to you when you saw her face. She was like, really? She was saying, for real, you just poured sand all over my car, my vehicle? Really? It is so cute. You have to see this picture. It is so adorable. And so other people were making comments too about it. So the scene was also observed by their parents, Lord Althorp and Viscountess Althorp, as well as their 2 other children, Sarah 11 and Jane 9 at the time. Now his followers, they were thrilled to see the photo, and many people were excited to see the picture of a young Princess Diana, as many commented about the photo with little heart emojis. And it's really a precious moment. It's so nice to see the Earl put these things out there, because I like seeing things that I haven't seen before of Diana, and it just really just goes to show you we need to keep her in our memories. I like seeing that. So one of the fans commented on Instagram, and they said, terrible twos. Yep, I know, terrible twos. This is a time when kids, they just run buck wild throughout the house, buck wild with questions and misbehaving all day long. And it's just it's work. It's a lot of work. And you can tell Charles Spencer, at the time when he did that, he was a handful. I could just see he was a handful when he was a little one. But others were saying, precious. Isn't that cute? And the third person had said, oh, it's such a great picture. And simpler times. Yes, and I agree, simpler times, because during then, don't you think life was so much simpler and less complicated before we had all this technology? It's like things seem to become pounded with so much just chaos in the world. And sometimes I just want to go back to when life was very simple and it just was not convenient with all this technology that we have. But anyway, it was really nice to see. Prince Edward and Sophie Wessex blasted for ill-timed gift. Read the room. Yes, Prince Edward and Sophie Wessex ill-timed gift to St. Lucia's Prime Minister has been blasted by royal expert Russell Myers, who claimed that the royal couple should read the room. Yes, read the room. Hello. Look at the people with the sign language trying to help you understand what is going on in the room. Stop it. So Prince Edward and his wife, Sophie, Countess of Wessex, wrapped up their week-long tour of the Caribbean on Thursday, April 28th, as part of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. Now, the royal couple visited the Commonwealth realms, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines, and Antigua and Barbuda. So even before Sophie and Edward embarked on their royal tour, the palace announced that it would be canceling the stop to Grenada. Now, in a statement at Buckingham Palace, they said, in consultation with the government of Grenada and the advice of the Governor General, the Earl and the Countess of Wessex's visit to Grenada has been postponed. So where's the product? Meghan and Harry going nowhere as royals scrambling for deals. Yes, we all saw this coming eventually. So Meghan, 40, and Harry, 37, they had signed a lucrative multi-million-dollar deal with Spotify and with Netflix in the months following their exit from the royal family. But the royal biographer of the new book, The Palace Papers, which I cannot wait to read, Tina Brown, has claimed that the Duke and the Duchess of Sussex's deals are going nowhere. It's like, stop. You're not going anywhere, essentially. Symbolically, this is what is happening with them right now. So speaking to the Washington Post live, Miss Brown, she said, there is the question of the whole entertainment deals, what they did. I think if they had more savvy advisors, they could tell them that the whole problem with entertainment deals is that you have to have like hits. You got to have some good content. You have to be able to deliver really great hits and things that people want to see. But they didn't have to work for this deal with Spotify and Netflix. It was just like showing the card of Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Yes, here's my card. We want a deal. We want a deal with Spotify and with Netflix. What you gonna do for us? Because we're royals. What you gonna do for us? I mean, literally, or not literally, but you know what I'm saying. This is how it happens for people like them, right? They can essentially use the name that they done carried over to America. We are the Duke and the Duchess. Yes, and we've got royalty behind us right here. We want some privileges. We want some work. We want jobs. We want to make lots of money. You know, we're the Duke and the Duchess. Yeah, look, these people right here, yeah, they working over in England right now. We're over here in America, and we want to do some work. Give me a job. Like, that's easy to do. They've done that essentially. But where is the product? Where is the content that is going to give you the worth and the value that you are asking for? Where is it? Oh, just your name is going to make people tune in and see, look at what they're doing. It is going to be a hit all around the world. Okay, maybe if you're getting married, when there's actually like something of interest happening in that moment, we're going to get people just showing up. But your wedding is over. Like you had the wedding. We've seen the millions of people sign in to see you get married, but you're not getting married anymore. Like, it's like going to the next thing. Like, what you gonna do now? It's like we're looking, watching. What? We're waiting to entertain us. Essentially, people want to be entertained, and they think that they can just waltz in there and get some work, and they're gonna have a hit. That's literally, in my opinion, what they believe that they are able to do. So they have signed with Netflix. What have we seen? What have we seen them do? Nothing really, besides what? The upcoming documentary with the Invictus games, which I think she says will be great. And then she goes on to also say, I think it is a good idea, but you know, creating entertainment that works is very hard to do. And their Spotify podcast seems to have gone nowhere. And now Meghan is doing a new one about archetypes. It just seems like everything that they do is like suspect. It's suspicious and controversy and what's going on? It's like people are not going to just keep waiting for you to produce something. You got the platform, you got what you wanted. Now go ahead and go to work and do something. Do something. We'll wait for a little bit, and then we're going to move on. I don't know, but Harry and Meghan, you better get some content out there. People waiting to see it. It's not so easy, is it? You got what you wanted, now go do something with it. Maybe you shouldn't have gotten what you wanted. I don't know. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for being here with me today. I will see you in the next one. Peace and love. Bye-bye.